Welcome back, everybody. Crow here with another cosplay build. We got another Code Geass Nightmare frame. We're looking at the Guren S.E.I.T.E.N, which is one of the cooler ones from the show. There's a lot of limitations as far as getting the overall look, because obviously you can't have claws, but we're going to use a weapon to try and at least give us that extra length on the right arm. But we'll start off with our actual weaponry just to get it out of the way. We have our REDSHIFT, although you could use the nebula. It's really up to preference there. Just like with the Lancelot, we're using the hammer unit on the arm, giving us the range of the spikes, which I do believe somebody commented and said what they were called. I'm trying to recall that. Slash Harkins, that's what they were called. So, thank you for that comment. In our back units, there really wasn't a lot to go on for the back, so I just gave 2 basic missile units. Enough to give it some sustainability as far as building stagger, make it at least somewhat usable. Now, the actual meat of the build, since obviously you can swap out those weapons at will, we're going with the Ephemera head. Based on both the coloring and just the general shape, it really kind of fitted the Guren a little better than some other things. We're going with the Mind Alpha core, which easy enough to color. There are a couple of decals that I've used to give it the green eyes, as well as some of the gold or orange pattern on the front. Really easy decal work, nothing too difficult there. I'll go through the decals in a bit. And we're also going with the Mind Alpha arms. They help fit more of the aesthetic. Which there is some minor decal work on it as well, not too much. And then we went with the HAL legs because they're just good all around and they help us get to the right weight. Now, when it comes to our boosters, this is all work that I'm still not sure on what's the best layout, but everything comes under weight, so it works fine. We use the TALBOT, which is kind of my main one. It helps with some of the missiles, or at least those missiles on the back do come in handy. But if you swap to other back weapons, obviously update your FCS appropriately. And then generator, we went with our good old favorite coral generator. It just does wonders. It's good all around. I think most of my builds that aren't cosplay builds use it. And the cosplay builds only don't use it if they're Gundams and don't use red flames. And then, obviously for the expansion, you can go with Pulse Armor or Explosion. With the Guren, it really doesn't matter too much. I went with Pulse Armor. Always good for a pinch. But that's the general build of the Guren. So now we'll go over our paint and the paint codes. Pretty easy all-around paint setup. We'll start with the head, where you can get the color codes from. All of this was pulled from screen caps. I'm using a color picker, so the colors are as accurate as I could get them. The material can obviously change that with the reflectiveness, but it is what it is. So we have our red, our orange, and I believe, yeah, I did actually pull for the gray as well. Or maybe I didn't. I can't remember. Either way, there's a lot you can do with faces. You can probably do some decal work, but the worst part about this head is there's limitations on where the decals will actually show. So do keep that in mind. Core is much the same with the coloring. Not a lot of variation there. Doesn't really get different until we get down to the right arm, where we use this, I guess, sort of brown, which is also doubled on our right arm weapon. And there is some decal work done to cover the arm more than what it already is. So do keep that in mind. Left arm is pretty much just the straight red across the board, aside from black and grays, which are defaults. Legs does get a little bit of a variation with this more, I guess, is that maroon? I don't know my colors, so I'm just going to say maroon. I'm probably completely wrong by that, but don't quote me on what color that is. But there's your code for it. And then obviously we get over here to our arm weapon, where we're using more of that weird brown gold mixture. And then here's the actual highlights that we use for it. Sort of based off of what the actual claws had. Then everything else is just colored using the other red and oranges that we've created. It's nothing too out of the ordinary as far as the paint scheme goes. Easy enough. So now we will take a look at our decals. Nothing on the head. Not a lot you can do with the Ephemera head. That would help make it look more like a Guren. The core is where we did a lot of our work. We have 2 green sort of half ovals that help make up the eyes. Then we're using sort of a chevron and some other basic, four-sided shapes. I'm really having a hard time remembering my names of shapes too. And I also see that I made an error there with one of the lines popping up. We'll go back and fix that later. And then obviously with the arm is the only other place where we have decals, and they are all strictly meant to cover the arm itself, giving us more of that sort of monster look that the Guren sort of had. But with that, that is the Guren S.E.I.T.E.N, and I'm going to fix that issue with the emblem bleeding over, and then I will generate a code and have that at the end of this video too. So I will be right back with that. And we're back. We have fixed that issue with the bleed on the emblem. So now we're going to do our upload so you can have the code for it. And after this, I'll showcase a couple of PvP matches with it. As of recording this, that has not happened yet. So I'm not sure if there's going to be any victories. Maybe, maybe not. It's not exactly an optimized build, but it is a cool looking build as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, sit back and enjoy those. And if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Give me some more ideas for ACs that you would like to see. And we'll get it made. After this video, we should be seeing the F-22 Raptor EMD Phase 2 from Muv-Love. That was another viewer request. That one will be going up probably a day or more after this one does. But hope you guys enjoy, and thanks for watching.